They're under the ground. They're under the ground. Tremors mac and cheese, next. When your weekend's all spin up and you got Monday coming down the pike, sometimes all you need is a little comfort to get you to Monday. Mac and Cheese Movies. We believe in comfort food and comfort movies. Hello. Welcome to Mac and Cheese Movies. I'm Scotty Coppage. I wouldn't give him a gun if it was World War III. James Rumfeld.
Yeah, solid choice.
And nobody handles garbage better than he does. Joel Estes.
Damn right.
And he found the ass end, Ben Remmert.
Multiple times.
Yeah. Let's start with the butt.
Today we're talking about the 1990 Kevin Bacon monster movie Tremors. The tagline was, "They say there's nothing new under the sun, but under the ground." In honor of today's movie, we had hot dogs and mac and cheese. We felt like Earl and Val would love this. It's not in the movie, but we feel like they would love this, especially when they're on those rocks, hiding out from those graboids.
Pumping septic tanks.
Yeah.
Dude, that probably hits the spot, man, after that. Just a hard day of doo-doo. Yeah, man, mac and cheese, man.
Hard day of doo-doo.
Hey, we actually had mac and cheese on mac and cheese.
Is that the first time?
Yeah. Is this the first time? No, it's not.
Is it not?
Yeah.
No.
I thought we were doing something groundbreaking.
He has
shit
done
here.
like 5,000 different episodes before. So, I mean, it's, you know.
I didn't think it had ever happened. I
That's,
was telling Mandy that.
He's like, no.
That's happened.
That's got to be the most American meal we've had so far, like, you know, as a collective so far. I mean, it doesn't get any more American than hot dogs and macaroni
Prison
and cheese.
ramen, man. It's American as fuck.
Jesus.
That's prison ramen sandwich is going to be like the harbinger of doom.
The prison
over
ramen sandwich when we're in the
every-
black sites in 6 months, we're going to be loving them.
Low key.
Yeah.
We need to get t-shirts made. A prison ramen sandwich.
All right, so now on to the film. Tremors. According to the legends of IMDb, natives of a small isolated town defend themselves against strange underground creatures, which are killing them one by one. Let's do first taste. First time you saw the movie, your relationship to it. Why is it a mac and cheese movie?
This was undoubtedly a VHS rental for me, like back in the day. I mean, this is probably one of those, we bought 3 different movies and took them to go watch them all weekend long, and Tremors was one of them. I don't remember the first time, but I remember it being around, and we never owned it, but it was like always a thing, you know.
What was
It's
the
like
name
a
of the video
bootleg
store?
tape, yeah.
Aardvark Video.
Aardvark video, bro.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Aardvark.
yeah. We had the general store, and that's probably where I got mine from. But yeah, it was one of those, you know, get 3. I probably got like Pretty in Pink and Mannequin with it at the same time. Or
Mannequin.
something, you
What
know,
a triple feature.
Damn, dude. Mannequin.
That's a hell of a
Wild,
weekend, man.
That's wild.
Hell of
man.
a weekend.
What a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Just on the back of that motorcycle all fucking through New York
I
City.
think mine was actually on base. I came back from like I don't know why, it's just a vivid memory. I came back from like a T-ball game or something. I remember we walked across from like the base to like the housing, and like I was probably on HBO or some shit. I don't know. And so like I got like bits and pieces of it. I never like saw the whole movie, but I was probably like 5, and I remember being like, I never looked at Tremors as like a horror movie. I was never like scared of Tremors, but the whole time Sarah and I were watching, we're just like, you just feel like gross.
It's
You need to take a shower, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but that was it. Probably in like the early 90s, which is when the fucking movie came out.
It
So I
came
guess
out in
that makes
90,
sense,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 10 when it came out, so
Damn, old ass.
you'd think I would have seen this movie, but it was just always on somewhere, and I never really gave a shit. At that point, Kevin Bacon was like the guy in Footloose, and he was kind of washed up, not all the way, right? Like he wasn't doing like big stuff. He had like this resurgence later. And it was one that I never fell in love with. And I was not excited to watch it for the pod, and then did.
Got that right.
It holds up. It's a way better movie than I initially gave it credit for. Yeah. I actually have a lot to say about it.
Glad. We were in the office, and he was like, "Oh, Tremors," and I was like, "Let's see what IMDb says, because that's your Bible." Fucking 7.2. 7.2.
Which is really good for
Doesn't
horror
lie.
genre movie.
I go off the Metascore, and I was like, I got to see if it's in like the 30s or something. Fucker was green.
Yeah.
And it was like a green Metascore.
Green.
It was like 62 or 64. Not wonderful, but it's
green.
like, yeah, it was green.
That's positive.
And it is. It's very much. And I was like, this, all right, so let's put it on.
It didn't start the comedy horror genre.
No,
by
not
any means,
no,
but it's like a a staple of that genre. Like it helped lift it up. Anyway, what about you?
I had no idea what this movie was. My parents took me opening night. It was a packed theater, so I had no idea that it flopped.
I had the best childhood ever.
I swear to God, dude. Like, I went to the movies 4 times my whole childhood. Every pod, you're just like, my family went. It was a huge celebration. It was the best night of my life. God, I love you.
It's a really, really steady movie that isn't too scary, and I think that's what's interesting about it. Is like you can watch this like it's a kid, and it not like freak you out in this major way.
right,
Like there's some moves they can make that would have made this movie way scarier, and they don't do it. Like it's fun, and it's just scary enough for kids. And like Kevin Bacon, you know, we love Kevin Bacon. We love his hair.
His nose.
We watched watched this movie a lot on VHS and cable, and I didn't even know about the sequels till like later. And I had outgrown watching them, like I think at that point.
Yeah.
If it was like 1991 and those Tremors sequels were coming out, I would have been all about it. But I was like, what is this?
Why are
So, usually in these movies, we're waiting to get to the monster, and you have to wait through a half hour before stuff starts happening. But like Earl and Val are so fun, and the exposition is enjoyable. Like they're not like explaining anything. They're just like, oh, that drunk ass, I gotta go get his ass off that water tower, and
Just delightful.
yeah,
Yeah, they're just like they're just like the unlikely heroes of the whole town. Like everybody knows who
Yeah.
they are. They trust them enough to like.
I didn't notice on this last watch. They're just trying to leave, man.
Yeah.
They're just
Get
trying
outta
to leave,
here.
and they keep getting
Yeah.
called back to like. They almost made it. They almost made it, but
They have big dreams and big ideas outside of what was the name of the town?
It's Perfection.
Perfection.
That was what the movie was going to be called, Almost Perfection or Beneath Perfection, which is a
Oh,
stupid title.
I don't know.
It's a
I
stupid
think-
title.
I don't know, man.
I like that more
I
than
like
Tremors,
that.
dude. No, it wouldn't have worked. though,
Tremors
back
is more
then.
like ambiguous, though. Of like, well, what the fuck is this? You know, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
When you Google Tremors 30-year anniversary, you get a whole lot of medical stuff in your search history right there. It's like Tremors, like
Yeah,
Parkinson
yeah.
stuff. Like it's not. You have to put in Kevin Bacon Tremors for a lot of stuff.
All the links are already purple.
talking about the Earl and
Val.
Val relationship too. It was right in that pocket where like you don't I pointed this out to my family yesterday because my kids had never seen it. Like they live together. You never question if they're together. Like they have a fucking sign on the front of their house or their
They gay,
mobile
homie.
home,
They
right?
gay.
I don't think they are gay because he gets with
I don't know, man. Bert
Homegirl
and
at
Ernie.
the
They
end
got a
of the
whole Bert and
movie.
Ernie
I
thing
don't
going
know.
on,
They
dude.
do have a Bert and Ernie thing like
Yeah.
real hard.
No, that's the other guy's name is Bert.
But
yeah.
nobody watched. Nobody watched it in the '90s and was like, "Oh, maybe they're together, like together. They're just buddies and they live together."
Not just buddies.
Yeah, I know.
They live together.
Yeah, just
they're like
buddies.
they're like living.
Butt buddies.
But now,
We'll
if you
cut that.
watch it, yeah,
I'd never even thought about that. Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
In 2025, you drop a movie
you
where
can-
dudes have their name together on the house.
I think it's pretty fucking woke, is what I think.
That conspiracy theory holds up until Kevin Bacon gets
Yeah.
with Homegirl.
Right,
at the
right.
very
True
end.
that.
And that
Yeah.
was in test screenings. They were like, why
Right.
doesn't he kiss her? Why isn't he kissing her?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They had to go in and reshoot that.
Like
There were-
Twisters.
There was something else with. Oh yeah, it's so weird. Fucking hate that movie. There was something where
prison
they
omelet
tested a
sandwich
different
movies.
ending, right? With him not getting with her or something.
Yeah.
and it didn't.
They
do well.
hated it.
Yeah, didn't do well.
Like Twisters.
Yeah.
The end of
Like,
Twisters.
like the end of
I love
Twisters.
I love the part where because they did it kind of on the spot, but it sticks out to people. Like my son Kale noticed it last night when they're working on the fence in the very beginning, and Kevin like hits the fucking staple like 40
Yeah.
times on the sides, like he's so bad at hammering.
My,
it.
my
Oh,
inner,
I saw
my
that
inner,
too.
I think it was like because he was really bad. He was really bad at that in that scene.
my inner country boy, his eyes started
Yeah, it
twitching
was-
a little
I noticed
bit.
that too, and then finally it was just
yeah.
like tink. And
what
was just
I
like,
read was that he did it on Kevin did it on purpose on
Yeah.
the spot. But I don't know. You never know if that shit's true or not. But it's still funny.
Made a hell of a take though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing that I love that maybe you have this in here, Scotty, but like I wish they would have done this. So like me and I don't know if you and Joel watch this, but me and Ben and Sarah watch Bob's Burgers a lot. Like we love that show.
I've seen some of Bob's Burgers, like early aughts.
Yeah,
like late aughts.
Love it. The initial concept for that show was that they were cannibals, right? And then the first episode is kind of a homage to that. They were gonna do it though, where they were using human meat and that. And I thought that would have made for a better show. Well, I read yesterday with this, the director, the crew did not want to show any hint of the monster until after they find the dude's face. Yeah.
And then the studio wanted,
Right.
like, no, we got to have these scary monster movie tropes. We have to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been a much better, like, what the, because you would have been on the trail of this killer.
If you thought it was a person.
Right. And then it's fucking giant worms under the earth. That would have been so much better, I think. But they didn't do it. So good job.
We could make that movie.
We should make that movie.
We've got the equipment.
They did make this called Cloverfield.
Yeah,
it's
true.
the exact same shit. I mean,
read
you
there's a
never
sequel.
saw
There
the
is a sequel.
monster
There is a sequel. I
until
saw
the
that.
very end, and then it's like, okay,
So
well
dope.
there he is. He's Godzilla.
Like
There's a
Signs,
movie in my
man.
top 5.
I
that's-
love Signs.
Signs is great.
I love Signs.
Everybody did. And then
Yeah.
he made.
And then after that, just
he's done
down here.
There's
He's
some-
done, he's done some okay stuff, but yeah.
The Visit, Lady in the Water. I liked.
Unbreakable.
Anyway, the Unbreakable. stuff is-
I enjoyed Unbreakable.
Yeah, it's good.
Unbreakable's good.
It's a good movie.
I love him.
Did he also do Split?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Split.
did.
He did
There's-
Split too. The
there's
Split
three of
was
them.
really good.
Yeah.
Old or whatever.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch that one.
Knock on the Cabin.
How did we get on
Door,
Shyamalan?
Village.
Okay, well, anyway,
Yeah, that's
the
all.
ingredients. Kevin Bacon is Valentine.
Shyamalan tangent.
The first shot of this movie is Kevin Bacon pissing. And
Yeah.
that's how he felt about this movie, that he was taking a piss. He was at a low point in his career. He thought this was like going to wreck his career. He had been top billing lead for several years at this point, doing a lot of movies. And he was like, this is what I'm doing now? Like, what the hell am I doing? And like, his wife was pregnant. He's shooting on location. They had to like build out like a telephone system so he could call her while they're on set. So he hated this movie when it came out. And I think this movie's I think he's great in this movie. I think this is quintessential Kevin Bacon. I love the Southern accent Kevin Bacon. I think he elevates this movie.
Also, when he's peeing off the cliff right there, that's how the movie ends.
Oh,
well.
nice.
Yeah.
Little bookend.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Really?
Yeah, the end is back where
They
it
make
starts.
I
they
didn't
kill the
catch
last
that.
one by. You watched the
Oh
fucking movie,
yeah, because
I was like, wait a minute, you watched this movie?
He shot out the side of the canyon.
What are we talking about?
And the worm looks like a
for
dong.
a second there, I
Oh
thought
my
you meant
God.
that it ended with him pissing off
No,
the
no,
side
no,
of the
no,
canyon
yeah,
again,
yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like,
But maybe that's where he got the
completely
idea.
missed
It was
that.
like, oh shit, I just took a piss here yesterday. Anyway,
That's how Kevin
they
Bacon
did-
elevated this film beyond B movie status. And I love how he screams "son of a bitch." I really love anybody screaming "son of a bitch" in a movie
It is dope.
Yeah.
They dubbed out a lot of the cuss words in this movie to keep. It was
to keep it like what PG-13.
PG-13. Yeah, it was right after they changed all the.
It's like mother humpers and
Yeah.
this
Oh,
other kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was a little bit of like,
Can you
all
fly,
They're on the
suckers?
yeah,
Just
you
like
can
fuck.
see- yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they had it was. I think there were like 43 uses of it, from what I read. There's like 43 f words in there, but when you go back and you're looking for them, you're like, oh, that was fuck, and they subbed it out.
man.
Do you guys like Kevin
Lame.
Bacon? Does Kevin Bacon mean anything to
I
you guys?
love Kevin Bacon.
I mean, I haven't
Russell
really seen a
Bacon.
lot of Kevin Bacon movies, but I don't have a problem with Kevin Bacon. I guess I
Dude.
saw Footloose.
He's not one of those actors.
I saw Planes,
like.
Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
And he's in it for 10
like
seconds.
Yeah, he's in it for 10 seconds.
I like that game, 7 Degrees.
6 degrees of separation.
6 degrees, whatever.
You love it so much you don't know the name.
Yeah. I mean, I like trying to like.
It's
got
kind
one.
of like
Scotty
every
got one.
Kevin Bacon movie.
Yeah.
That's the way he is to me. Is he kind of like he's just like the amalgam of an actor, and you can just like sprinkle him in things. He doesn't ever do anything that blows my mind. You know, it's like fuck Kevin Bacon in that one movie was just incredible.
7.2.
You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's good enough to like hang around and be in everything.
He reminds me
And-
of Ethan Hawke a little bit in that one.
No, I don't. Ethan Hawke's done shit where I'm like, okay, fuck,
Like
that
what?
was really like Reality
Name it.
Bites.
Oh,
Ethan Hawke in Reality Bites is fucking awesome.
Sinisters.
I think Kevin
That's
Bacon
really
in
good.
Reality Bites would have been better.
Really? Or you
Really?
just saying that? No, he's just trolling. What's your favorite Kevin Bacon movie? And you can't say Footloose.
Footloose. That's the only one I've seen.
I mean, that's the challenge.
I'll tell you this movie I really like. I don't know if anybody's seen this movie. It's called Whitewater Summer.
Yeah, where
with
he plays
Sean
like
Astin?
yeah,
Yeah.
where he plays like the crazy.
Yeah, the can't like
That's a good ass movie.
like camping guide or whatever. Yeah, I mean that movie's pretty good. What happens with his career is he's like, you know, after Footloose, he's in like all these leading roles for about 5 or 6 years, and some of these are kind of hit and miss. She's Having a Baby's good. The Big Picture's good. Quicksilver's good. Well, Wide Things is later, but he's also that's in phase 2 of his career.
Flatliners. He was.
Flatliners
Flatliners is his best
like
movie.
right after this movie.
Didn't they remake that?
They did. I didn't
think
watch it.
so.
I don't
I
care.
didn't watch
Yeah,
it.
I don't
okay.
care.
Okay.
You don't have.
First one's
You don't
got-
have like Kiefer Sutherland,
Julia Roberts,
Pete,
right?
Julia Roberts, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Bacon, Oliver Platt, Billy Baldwin.
It's really
just
good.
get out of my face with that.
Get out.
But like what he does in the '90s, what Kevin Bacon does in the '90s is he starts taking like supporting roles in like bigger films with great directors like Rob Reiner and A Few Good Men. Or
Oh, he was in that.
Good
Holy
Man, yeah.
shit.
I mean, he starts knowing.
He's like a lawyer.
I gotta be. I'm the guy who's gonna be hitting the three from the corner,
Right.
And I'm gonna be open every time because
Nobody sees me coming.
Tom Cruise is sharing the lion's scene of the work or whatever.
Kevin Bacon was a lawyer in that one, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
lawyer.
he's-
Yeah,
yeah.
But if he was
But
like
I think he's the
defense.
opposite.
He's opposite
he
Tom
was
Cruise,
the,
yeah.
Yeah.
He also, I think, another thing that's contributed to him being just kind of like weird in Hollywood, not like because he's in everything. He was like one of the biggest clients of Bernie Madoff, of like the celebrity.
Oh, where he got.
he
he
lost
got
all
burned,
his shit.
man.
Like he got
Yeah.
manhandled in that deal. So I think he'll work till he dies. Which
Kind of Willie Nelson it pretty much.
So like the rest of us.
Like yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Anyway,
What else is he in the '90s? He's in, Sarah said Wild Things. I mean, Wild Things is fun.
yeah. Wild Things.
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man?
Yeah, what a shitty movie.
I like
Stir of
the first one.
Echoes.
I never saw that one. I didn't see that.
I don't remember that one.
I remember the air up there. I remember
Isn't
seeing
that the one where they like have the
that with
crunch?
No, it's like
the
he's up in
fingernail.
the air. It's like he goes to Africa to like scout somebody for college basketball.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I remember that one.
It's not great.
I like Kevin Bacon. I also started weirdly thinking like, is this because you're talking about the country accent and all that? Like, is this the same character from Footloose, but it's like later on in his life, like he left the town and he ends up in perfection, and you're just catching up.
Oh
to him?
damn.
No,
Or
I
he
don't
never
think
left
so.
perfection.
No, I don't think so.
He kind of, I don't know. Yeah,
I didn't see him
It's
dancing
not.
in perfection either. So,
Right.
You know,
He never did dance.
possible.
He's been in a lot of movies. He works a lot. Okay,
Well, Bernie
so,
Madoff.
You
fucked
may
him
not
over.
be able to see Scotty's scrolling thumb, but it's going overtime.
Okay, so
right now.
this is what he's in. I guess this is the movies he's in after Tremors. So he's in Flatliners. He's in something else. He's in a movie called He Said, She Said. It's not that great. He's in JFK, Oliver Stone film.
Oh yeah,
He's in A Few Good Men. He's in The River Wild with Meryl Streep. He's the bad guy. Had an episode of Frasier, I guess. Murder in the First, which I thought was okay. Apollo 13, Ron Howard, Tom Hanks.
forgot about
Dang,
that.
man, I forgot
I'm
about that.
surprised
Oh
you
yeah,
forgot
he
about
was
that movie. Space guy.
he was one of the astronauts.
Yeah.
The one who bumped Gary Sinise off the flight.
Yeah.
Sleepers, which has Brad Pitt in it and Jason Patrick.
That was a good
What was
one.
that movie?
I don't remember Sleepers.
It's about these kids who like got abused when they were like in juvenile hall, and like then the two guys find that the guy and they kill him, but like their records are deleted, so nobody can connect. The four of them are gonna like work to get these guys freed up and all this stuff. Like, yeah,
Was he in Mystic River also?
yeah, he's in Mystic River.
That's a big.
Really there's like so many movies where he is like the third or fourth guy in the movie, and the movie's like super solid.
He's playing the numbers, right? Like he makes so many movies. Every sixth
That
movie is
son
going to
of
be a
bitch.
banger.
But every banger he lists, Scotty's like, yeah, that was not great.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
not
Frost
great.
Nixon's
That was not
good.
great."
Episode
He was in Frasier once, you know.
He's in an episode of Bored to Death.
He also is. This is mean. If he ever sees this, I am a fan of yours, Kevin Bacon.
We wanted to get you on the show. We couldn't find out how to do it. We approached a lot of people about being on the show. I didn't approach Kevin Bacon because I couldn't find like there's also like a lot of money to get Kevin Bacon in your event. I saw that.
Jesus. Well, you know how some people
He
like
is working for a living. He's not. He's not. Doesn't have his nest egg anymore. Apparently.
and I'm not this is not speaking to like anyone's talent. I'm just saying like we're all born with like different whatever. We're born with different faces. You have somebody who's like George Clooney, who's done I don't know how many movies George has done at this point in his life, but not nearly as many as Kevin Bacon. And one would argue that like probably George Clooney's really famous. Like I feel like he's more famous than Kevin Bacon. Like if he was walking down the street, I don't know, but I feel like Kevin Bacon doesn't look like someone that's famous. Like Ethan Hawke doesn't look like someone that's famous. Jennifer Aniston, George Clooney, even though they haven't done like this huge catalog of like smoke show, like super successful movies, they look like someone that should be
Okay.
in Hollywood. Does that make sense? Like they're
If I saw
don't
someone that remotely looked like Kevin Bacon, I would
Sounds
ask for an
racist.
autograph.
on my samurai sword. Yeah, I don't know. He just doesn't look like someone famous to me. I don't know. Their daughter was the main billing in Smile. She's the therapist.
Oh.
She did great in that movie. Those are great.
Kevin
horror
Bacon is really good in Crazy Stupid Love, which is like the 5th, 6th guy in it.
Oh yeah, he plays
He's like-
the wife's affair.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you're what's Ryan
David,
Gosling?
it's like you're David Westhofer or something. Like,
Something.
and Ryan Gosling's like taking his ring off, like before he like punches him.
He's like, you know what you did to my friend? You hurt
Yeah.
my friend? I'm gonna beat your ass. Yeah, good movie. Crazy Stupid Love.
Never
good
saw it.
movie.
Oh, you
dude.
got it.
Way up there. It's a rom-com, so why would you? It's very good. Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone,
All
and
that
then
checks out.
who's the
Yeah.
Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore.
All that checks out.
very
Ensemble
good.
cast.
7.2.
I bet it's in the 8s. I'll look it up, but continue.
Okay. So enough crushing on Kevin Bacon for now.
Guess, I'm gonna guess 7-7.
Fred Ward is Earl Bassett. He's a great sidekick to Valentine. Real fun to be around. They have a great dynamic. I try to get him on the pod show. But
7-4.
he's passed away. The internet said he passed away. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Maybe if we
What the
did like a
fuck?
seance, we could get him. Maybe
That's fucked up. I don't want to do
I
that.
don't want to do that either.
we can do it at
No,
Ben's
Sage
house.
the house, man.
No
I've seen
Ouija
it now.
board here. Yeah.
Let's not do it.
We do have Ghost Trap.
We do have the ghost trap. Yeah.
Na 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 na.
We can bring them here.
Na, 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 na. What else was
We
Fred
can have
Ward?
all these dead Hollywood actors in the ghost trap.
Pour one out. Pour one out for Fred.
You want to go
Ward.
viral with your podcast? That would be the one. There's a podcast where a bunch of ghosts show up. Real.
Let's ask John Wayne about some movie like Home Alone. Like,
That would be the best. I mean, that would be a good movie. No one steal this. If you had like a podcast about movies, but one of the people on the podcast was no shit a medium, and they could interview dead celebrities about, that would be super cool. I'd watch that movie.
It's possible John Wayne's seen Home Alone though. Did he die before Home Alone came out?
I don't know when he died.
I think so. He's old.
Really?
I think he's
also-
one of those people that
Here
feels.
comes the Googles.
I think
Here
he's.
comes the Googles.
I think he feels older than he was. You know what I mean? Because
And also, Home Alone was like 35 years ago.
1990.
Man, yeah, that's a lot.
What
a
else was
lot.
Fred Ward in?
He's
Holy
the
shit.
dad.
Tremors
He's the
2,
dad.
Tremors
He's the
3,
dad in Road Trip.
Tremors
he
4.
died in 1979
Oh, shit.
of lung cancer.
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
Yeah.
smoking back then.
He beat lung cancer and then died of stomach cancer. So that was
They do
yeah.
be smoking.
Yep.
Shit.
They do be doing that.
I loved him as Genghis Khan in The Conqueror.
The goddamn Sands of Iwo Jima.
That was the craziest casting I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, it was a different time.
Rooster Cogburn.
Finn Carter is Rhonda LeBeck. She's the brains of the movie. We need to listen to her. I read that she didn't practice the scene where she has to take off her jeans to get away because she wanted the reaction to be genuine and like everything about the physicality of it, and also like taking her jeans off in front of Kevin Bacon. Barbed wire. When I see barbed wire in a movie, it always gets me. I was like, oh my god, you know.
Barbed wire's nasty, man. Mm-hmm. You get wrapped up in it or try to get something out of it. Like if you've ever had to like cut cattle out of barbed wire. Or something,
Yeah, it's
it is
brutal.
it is not awesome.
No, it's not.
Observation about this that I thought was strange for the time. So I know they live in Nevada and she's like a nerdy science chick or whatever. But then like later when they're in the store with Egg Shin,
Yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Walter.
Yeah, we can have him on the show.
I read that they tried to get Pat Moriarty.
Pat Morita.
Pat Morita, sorry. And he was
RIP.
too expensive.
R.I.P.
So they got other dude.
They got the Wish version.
Yeah. Which hot take, I like him better. But
Yeah,
anyway.
I know. You got a
He's
bone
got his
over
own
Big
vibe.
Trouble in
He's
Little
Big
got-
Trouble in
yeah,
Little China.
yeah.
Best movie ever made. One of them.
Yeah, I love Walter in this.
Wasn't he also the one who sold the Mogwai to,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
in the Gremlins?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had
think
like
so.
the glass eye and shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that was him or not.
I think it was.
Maybe
Sarah
yes.
said
I
something.
don't know.
was.
Maybe-
Okay, but
Okay.
my observation.
He's like the Danny Trejo of Asian actors. He's just like
Danny Trejo.
I mean, a little.
Where's
bit.
his machete? Let's do his justice.
Also, that super yoked guy from Bloodsport, who's still yoked.
Van Damme?
Yeah, I don't know his name. You know,
The guy who's in Big Trouble in Little China?
yeah, I don't think he's in Big Trouble in Little China. He's in. I know he's in Bloodsport. He's like the main bad guy in Bloodsport. He's
Okay.
like a bodybuilder, but he was Asian. Anyway,
Okay, I
the
got
girl,
Okay.
Finn Carter.
Yeah.
She takes her pants off to get out of the barbed wire. Then they're doctoring her legs, and she has like I would say very to moderately hairy legs, which I feel like in 1990 was not really a thing. Like,
Didn't notice.
I didn't notice at all. No.
Yeah, I
well,
didn't notice that.
Your TV must be
She
like
was
really awesome.
homely. She was homely. She was in the desert.
What do you mean
she's
homely?
very,
She
yeah,
wasn't-
that's I
she's
love
cute.
I love that they like smear sunscreen on her nose, and they're like, oh, she's homely, but no, she's not. She's very.
cute.
I mean, I
cute.
never didn't say she wasn't attractive, but they didn't like play her up.
No,
like
they
that.
didn't.
Like,
Oh, yeah, they didn't, like-
come up
they
and
didn't,
she's
like-
like in the
yeah.
tiny little.
Wait till you
tank
see
top or
Tremors 2,
something,
bro.
Where this time she shaves her legs, which I don't care. Your choice. I'm just saying. I can't think of another on-screen female in the 90s where she would have like let them record her legs and they weren't shaved. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was authentic. She was in the desert.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, she didn't have time to
She's
shave her
busy
legs
tracking
daily.
the seismics.
Yeah. I mean, she's out there.
Working. Yeah. She didn't,
Yeah.
yeah. What a
It's really authentic.
what a chauvinistic bastard am I?
Extremely
Well, I mean,
To
authentic.
be like, oh,
Well, we're shedding light on the subject.
yeah. I just noticed that they weren't shaved.
It's gonna bring me to the next thing, the pole vault scene. When I was a kid and
Convenient.
saw this, I feel like it doesn't matter if it's convenient. I feel like the fact that they're doing it is amazing. I feel like I could do it probably when I was 10, but me trying to do that now, I'd be so way worse than who's our guy?
Fred
Earl.
Ward? Yeah, he falls
like
back.
I would be dead in like 3 seconds, falling down. I wouldn't even have a chance later to get killed by getting up on a tire and thinking that was going to save me.
Yeah, what a dumbass. I mean, we were all rooting for that guy to just early on.
That's
Like,
what-
oh,
that's
hit it
what
with
Sarah
a pick.
said.
He was a red shirt. From
Sarah's
the
like, that's what
beginning,
I would
though.
do.
mean, you
She was
could-
like, that's some shit I would do. I'd panic and just like go to the tire.
Yeah,
like,
you're
out of
just
all
like,
the
get
shit,
off the.
dead.
They did some really cool. I have the hiccups. They did some really cool
the hot
special effect
dogs.
stuff. Yeah, it's the hot
Oh yeah, and it's
dog,
like it's practical. I mean, like Sarah was talking about, like it all holds up. It looks good.
Yeah, I
because
think
it
it
isn't
does,
like
too.
Practical's where it's
1990
at,
CGI.
man.
I don't know how they did the shot. I don't know if we're going to talk about that later, but the shot with the even like this was not a big movie for me when I was a kid. It was just kind of always on. I think it's also one of those movies where like if you're at a big family gathering at Christmas and it's on, no one gives a shit.
It's
There's
a mac
nothing.
and cheese movie.
Nobody's naked. It's not right. I know.
Anyway,
But anyway, like the scene where they're running, where Val and Earl are running on the
and the deck's coming up.
yeah, and it's like it's like piano keys or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How did they do that shot? It looks so good. Anyway, I
I don't know.
always love that.
It
shot.
does look good.
And everywhere else, like the roof, all of that, it's got to just be like tarps with like dirt on them and
And
shit.
like wires,
Yeah,
by
yeah.
wires. Yeah.
There was one. It's at the end where he runs for the cliff and kills the final one. Where
Oh, as he runs, you can
right
see
when he
it.
takes off, it's almost like a trampoline or
Yep,
something.
I saw it
looks
too.
like.
Yep,
and I was
yep.
like, ooh, I don't know if that would have passed, but
When Kevin
it
takes
did.
off running, you can see him make the ground move from where he was standing.
Oh.
Because they're standing there and the worm goes under them and it like raises them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I saw it too.
7.2.
Are they running in cowboy boots? Is he running in cowboy boots in this
Yeah.
movie?
Whole movie.
Can he
Yeah.
run in cowboy boots?
Sure.
if
Yeah.
you have to.
I wouldn't recommend it, but
If you see somebody running in cowboy boots, fucking run
Yeah.
too. because
Cowboys
they're-
do it
yeah.
all the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever seen a cowboy run? Because I haven't.
No, they do.
I read
They
about
do.
how they handled the horses for the scene, and for the things to take them down. It's like they did the horse was standing up, and then like later they brought in like a fake horse to do like the stuff. Person from an animal thing was there to make sure everything was treated okay, and no horses died on set. And yeah,
Would have been a lot cooler if it was real.
I liked the way everything held up 30 plus years later
Yeah.
because everything was practical effects
practical,
and
yeah.
it all worked out. No shitty CGI or
Wait till you see Tremors 2.
no. Yeah, well, that's,
Holy shit.
I've gone
never
so
gonna
many
watch
years
it. So
without
fucking
having
bad.
seen
It's
it.
so
I-
bad.
I think I'm
Like
alright.
on the when the station wagon gets sucked under, and later they find the front end of the station wagon. Do you think they actually sank a station wagon, or do you think they just buried a grill with working lights and turned that on as they were
Probably
uncovering it?
that.
Definitely
Yeah.
that.
that I mean the shortcut.
Yeah.
I mean it's
Well, I didn't know if they kept it there for when the scene got buried, but anyway.
And that is like one of the scariest parts of the movie is like when she's in the vehicle and those things are just hitting the
That's what
window.
Mandy said, that scene scared her. That scene specifically was
She
the
didn't
only
have the
scary
keys.
part.
Yeah.
Oh boy, had
Just
him.
saw her husband get sucked in and like, oh man.
Typical dude, man. Just leave the keys in the car. You're such a control freak, and you're the one that gets eaten. Now I'm fucked. She could have got away.
She probably didn't shave her legs.
Oh, I bet they were hairy as fucking dude. Terrible. Anyway,
She's older, so they probably perm them after a while, right? Is that how that works? No,
do what you want, ladies.
no.
Michael
we can
Gross
cut that
and
too.
Reba McEntire. Are they the MVPs of this movie?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, no, not bad.
Yeah, no, I think they
And
are.
Reba didn't try to do too much, which is really cool. Reba did just exactly what Reba needed to do. And the thing of it is having lived in this area for a long time, I know couples like that. You know, to where they're just all they do is just bullshit and guns and.
We were
and-
saying that
and-
from the beginning.
Yeah.
They fucking killed one of the three. Why the fuck would they get in a bulldozer and leave? Just stay in the fucking basement and let them come, and then it would have freaking gunned them down, man. Anyway, dumbest thing they did was leave. Could
Yeah,
have killed them
I
all.
didn't think
They
of
could have
that.
literally killed them all.
I love that scene where they're arguing on the rock, talking about Reba McEntire. They're arguing on the rock with Bert, and she like pulls him away, and you can hear. I don't remember exactly what she says, but she's basically like. She's like under her breath, like supporting her husband. She's like, you know how he gets? He just starts running his mouth. or
Oh,
whatever.
that's great. I mean, they are cool preppers. I mean, this is before I even knew there were preppers. You know, in 1990.
Right.
And they're definitely like movie preppers because like we know real preppers and they're lame
you
and
do.
insufferable and everything else.
You know, I don't know any personally.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, you do know real preppers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
when
I mean, they think they are. They're like faux preppers.
Yeah, I know who he's talking about.
Dead ass, if I had like a lot of money, I think I could easily be a prepper
person
just
does.
out of like, I would just build a place and sink it, you know what I mean? And fill it with stuff.
They've
But
not
I
done
don't-
that.
But I don't have the money to do that, so I'm just going to roll the dice out here with y'all.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. I don't want to be around for that anyway.
I just want to like listen to vinyl and maybe drink
Not-
some
not
wine
fucking
or
not
beer.
the
World's
survivor
over.
type,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
need to
That's it.
survive, man.
Really?
Just fucking let me die.
I don't know, man. Like every once in a while in like, you know, like in Fallout 4, as you're wandering through the wasteland, you'd find like a prepper situation where, I don't know, they ended up okay. Like the bombs dropped. They're just down there with their family, whatever. They've been out of touch with like Brendan Fraser in that, what's that fucking movie?
Blast from the past.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good
I mean,
movie.
his life wasn't terrible underground there because
That
they
was great.
prepared.
Yeah. It's a lot of work though.
For sure.
What am I gonna do? Have that as a hobby? No.
No, I mean, yeah. In my brain, that's what I'm saying. If I had a lot of money, because you could be a prepper even if you're broke, but it's a lot of work.
I feel like you got to be like an electrician. You got to be a plumber. You'd have to know how to do all that stuff. It's like being an astronaut. You have to know how to fix the spaceship because there's no one out there
It's all
to fix the spaceship.
resourcefulness kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I mean,
Yeah.
if you see any preppers that don't have
Can't throw money
gigantic
at that
bags
one.
of rice
Yeah.
or gigantic bags of beans, they're doing it wrong. I mean, because that shit lasts forever.
I'm gonna have gigantic bags of Captain Crunch.
Dude, all day.
Go
I
stale
fucking
in a
love
year.
Captain Crunch.
I don't know, man. 5 years in, and just your mouth is Swiss cheese from just eating that
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
I'm all about it. All about it.
But if you had a lot of money, you could pay someone to build your badass sunken compound. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Ish.
I guess we don't get to make fun of Bert's lifestyle anymore.
No.
No.
Seems like it'd be useful.
I love that he said, "You broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, you bastard."
That was his rec room.
That was his yeah.
I mean, as
with
soon as
with
he
an
said that,
elephant gun.
I was like, what?
It was just guns and one cow skull that they could knock off the wall when the wall comes down. Not a decorator.
All right. So remix the ingredients. This is what I have before we get into some of the actors. I think Ben Rimmert could be every character in this movie. He could be Val. He could be Pepperoni Face. I can see Ben like in that situation with the thing going, "Ah, it's got me, it's got me." like all that stuff. He could be Walter. He could be Bert. I want to see Tremors, the one-man show starring Ben Rimmert this year.
All right.
I would go see that.
Only if Ben can also be the Tremors.
Be the worms.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
be the
oh,
worms
he can do that. He
themselves.
could do that.
Yeah.
I like that Scotty says. I like that Scotty says you could be the Asian shopkeep because he owns a gas station. You fucking gas station.
It's a general store.
Yeah, I know, man.
that.
I'd go see that movie.
I like that.
Like a Nutty Professor, but Tremors, but starring Ben Rimmer instead of Eddie
We could just put this on like a backdoor theater, like off Wichita Falls Theater. We were talking about writing a play together. This is the play.
I like it. I like all of that.
Only sold 4 tickets.
It's Sarah, it's you, me, and Joel. We're like, oh man,
Just loud as shit.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Yeah.
We rented this out for 3 months, like this theater. I'd like to see Walter Goggins as Val.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Walter was up there for me.
He could be anything in this.
yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
choice.
He
I
would
think
be a
so.
good one. Bill Paxton was a big one that I was thinking of.
That's
perfect
they had
time
an
period,
offer for
perfect
him.
Everything. I believe that.
And I wonder if it would be like Twister.
In a way, I mean, Bill's got his action face.
Or would he be Hudson?
Game
Aliens
over,
Hudson
man.
for
yeah.
I think it'd be more Hudson.
I think it'd be more Hudson. Yeah.
I like. This is a little weird, but I like Christian Slater for Val in this.
I can see
yeah,
that.
that's a
I can
good
see
pick.
I
that.
think
Yeah.
he could have
pick.
worked really well.
When you
Yeah.
in Broken Arrow?
Is it
Yeah,
Broken Arrow? Yeah.
Yeah. I like Christian Slater, man.
yeah, I liked him a lot too.
This
man.
is like peak Christian Slater in 1990. Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to do
That's a good one.
Very Bad Things. That's not really a mac and cheese movie, I guess. But
Yeah, we can still do it though.
yeah, it's a good Christian Slater movie.
About to say we're
I thought you were about to say a good Christian movie, and I was like, what is going
No,
Like they also had offers out to Bruce Campbell. I think let's see what he can do with this camp. I think that would be interesting. But the movie isn't really funny in a campy way. It's more campy if Bruce Campbell is in it.
yeah, I think so too. As who would you as
He's Val.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
He would be a little bit over the top, I think.
Yeah, it's the
And
whole
it
deal.
kinda-
yeah,
yeah.
He's
That
yeah.
was- And
Who else for Reba and Bert?
Shit. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It was a big deal for them to get Michael Gross. But okay, here's the question.
He's only famous for Family Ties at that point, right?
Yeah, and he started this film the day after the last episode of Family
I read
Ties.
that. Yep.
Damn.
That's very cool.
And I don't know. I mean, is Reba McEntire the best female in this movie?
I mean, she's
She's
of
the
two.
most. Yeah.
Yeah.
in a way,
Or
I mean,
three-
they were
there's
all
a
they were
few.
all pretty one-dimensional female characters in the first place. You know, it was the brainy girl, and then there was the southern prepper wife, and then the doting mother, and I mean,
The doting mother.
They were
I wanted
all,
her to
like-
die because
Everyone
she wasn't like she's like I just can't even process this right now. And I was like, what? And then her daughter's on a pogo stick. They know
Yeah.
it's about the sound.
Yes,
they know it's about all
dude,
this stuff.
serious?
It's
And
like
the kid walks outside with a fucking basketball. Like they just meet about it, and he goes outside and starts shooting hoops. And the kid's pogo stick. I'm like, you're the worst mother in
so
existence.
Ariana Huffington.
I don't
Is that
know.
her name or is that
I didn't look it
Huffington
up.
Sarah
Post?
looked
Was
it
that
up.
the girl from
Oh, it's Ariana
Jurassic
Richards.
Park?
Ariana Richardson. That's it.
Yeah,
not-
yeah,
not-
girl. Yeah, it was. The
yeah,
girl
it
from
is the girl. Maybe she should have died
Probably
as a
should've.
punishment for the mother not taking this seriously.
That would have been really dark.
That's a first on the Mac and Cheese podcast. The kid deserved to
so
die.
bad.
Little
if I'm
girl.
honest. The girl deserved to die. The child.
What's
girl.
the count? 649.
Yeah. Ooh, Scotty's just in the audience like,
What?
watch your fucking kids.
It was kind of
Like,
funny though. Whenever they're like running away and like oh shit, the worm's coming, and like she jumps off the pogo stick or whatever, and it's just still standing there.
Yeah.
And then it gets sucked down
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'm just like, wouldn't that fall down to the ground when she jumped off of it? No. Okay.
No, sir.
7.2.
Not for the show.
7.2. Anyway.
I think the reason Reba stands out
Was it-
is even though she's like the southern prepper wife, she doesn't act like mountain redneck. You know what I
No.
mean? She's
No.
still like very poised. I don't even think she raises her
playing
voice the
herself?
whole movie.
No.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
she does just
Yeah.
play herself.
Was Tremors when it came out? Was it? Is this like a cult classic or was it like wildly popular when it came
No.
out?
It
No,
wasn't
it flopped.
popular
It
at
flopped.
all.
Even though I was in a
Okay.
packed
Makes sense.
theater
Makes
on opening
sense.
night.
Yeah. Well, it was opening night. No one knew yet.
This was one of those movies. Yeah, with Maria
That was back
Menounos.
before they made trailers that explained the whole fucking movie before
Yeah.
it comes
no
out.
joke,
You know,
dude.
it was
The
That's a problem.
this was one of
Yeah.
those movies that shit the bed big time, and then Home Rentals made
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
On
popular.
video.
Yeah.
Home rentals, like a couch.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Rent to
Rent a
own.
center.
I can rent to own Tremors.
Do you need a refrigerator or Tremors? Well, back then VHS tapes were so fucking expensive. You had to do payment plans on them. Anyway, you used to just take them home and bring them back because they were so expensive. You didn't want to get stuck with that real bill of that tape.
And then that's why you had to go out and buy a standalone rewinder, so that way it didn't fuck your whole VHS up, because you had to rewind everything before you brought it back, or else you get a penalty.
Joke's on you, video store. I taped it while I had it home, so I don't ever have to come back for this again.
Good times.
The movie was called Beneath Perfection for a while, because the town is called Perfection, which I never even noticed until I was watching this for the pod. Someone had the sense to change this awful title. Because Beneath Perfection to me sounds like a Christian movie about a baseball coach who thinks he can't pray during games in the South.
I actually, yeah.
Like that's, I mean, that's what that feels like
Mine's
to me.
more like Pop Goes Perfection. The game.
So do we want Sarah to come in for her take? I want her hot take on this movie. She had a lot of good ideas.
Yeah, sure. Hey!
God.
Sarah, the meatloaf!
Where's the fucking meatloaf?
Move your fucking skateboard.
All right, and now we get to give her a real introduction.
And we got Mac and Cheese Movies alum Sarah Remmert coming in hot with her take on Tremors. Had you seen Tremors before, Sarah?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was a kid,
What'd you think about this when you watched it just recently?
I think it still holds up. I like it like a lot. Like I was very entertained from beginning to end. So yeah, I liked it.
You said there were some plot holes.
Yeah, yeah.
What are the plot holes?
So the big one for me is like, I guess these houses have no foundation. Like these things can just like basically rip a whole house apart.
Pretty easily, too.
Pretty easily, or a general store, yeah.
To be fair, Texas does that to all our houses all the time. You know what I mean? If you don't water your foundation, it just swallows.
And that's
them up.
probably why they that's
Yeah.
you know, not to get too Home Depot on this shit, but that's probably why they had pier and beam foundations anyway, because the way the ground settles and it's so dry and it would just
Tremors would have a
tear
fucking heyday
concrete
in Wichita
apart.
Falls. All
Yeah.
Bro, it was in a fucking flood zone, James.
It would be. Son of a bitch, dude.
Also, it's like, okay, so like they sense vibrations. That's like their thing, right? But they can hear you speak. Like, is that like? I thought it was just like.
It's like noise. It's like noise.
It's noise.
I mean, I would feel like it's like, why couldn't you just like tiptoe your way to like
Right.
your vehicle?
Just wear really
Yeah.
big socks or something.
Yeah. If that's the case, like any little noise,
Or-
it'd be like a quiet place. Like any noise would make them pop up.
how did they hear the guy who was on the tire, because the tire is rubber and rubber doesn't cause vibration?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We did just get. He just jumped on that tire. That tire was vibrating.
Like that's something I would do. Like in a panic.
My
I'd be
thing
dead.
too was like, no one would get on the tire that way. Like if you're jumping on the tire, you would jump on it and be standing on it.
Yeah,
He lays in it like he's fucking going floating.
Like he's
Like,
going rafting
of
down
course
the
it's gonna
Brazos
eat you
or
right
something.
through the middle.
Like I said, that's
You
something
idiots.
I would do in a panic, so I kind of get it.
God. Just ass first at the monster. No, don't get me. Dude, it's definitely going to eat you butt first, dude.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
So like they couldn't leave, right? Because the road
Yeah.
was blocked
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Or whatever, with the rocks that came down or whatever. So they had horses. I know they couldn't get a vehicle out there, but they could get the horses
For sure.
back on the road. So I never understood why they didn't try to have the horses just jump over the rocks instead of going in the middle of the desert.
Or they take the fucking bulldozer out there and bulldoze a path through the rocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No.
That's
That would not
the
have
first
worked
place
at all.
my brain went.
Get
And
out.
It's like, yeah, we're just gonna
Yeah.
go and hook up a
Yeah.
thing and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
once bulldoze a path through the rocks.
Yeah.
Or stay in fucking Reba McEntire's house the whole
Yeah.
time.
Or that.
Or stay at
That
Reba's
was another
house.
plot hole.
Ben
Was the
said,
Reba
yeah.
McEntire. Like they didn't stay in the house. They basically was just like, oh yeah, we'll follow you blindly to the middle of nowhere on a mountain. Also, when they were going to this mountain, what were they gonna do? Like just wait it out?
From what I was kind of gathering that like once they hit the mountain, they could get on the other side to like bigger civilization easily.
Yeah. I thought they were just gonna like camp out.
Yeah, to Bixby.
I thought it was
About
because
these
they could
mountains.
use their CB system, as it was like the highest
maybe that was
area,
it,
and
too.
they would have
These
the
are
best-
not. These
the
are not
best
good
reception.
plans at all.
Yeah, no,
No.
Real Hail Mary.
yeah.
I read that there were only, I didn't think about it, but read later, there were only 2 interior shots the whole. You only ever see the inside of the convenience store and the inside of, or the
Up like
general
one of the
store.
house?
The
and the
rec
inside
room?
of Reba and Bert's
Yeah.
house. Everything else is outside. In a In a situation like this, though, me personally, I want to find like a base and hold up. I don't want to do the cross country trek to safety.
I don't want to be around that many people either.
I don't want to. Yeah. In a panic situation.
In any situation, but not in that. No.
And like these graboids are supposed to be like super strong, right? Like they just go through rocks and gravel. But they grab onto like the axle or the bumper of the truck at one point, and it doesn't rip the axle off or the bumper. And these are supposed to be like super strong, can suck you under the ground, and they were just so easy to rip apart.
I think that guy was at a weird angle, and that's what took him out.
Maybe.
The graboid.
Maybe.
He's at a weird angle.
I mean, it did give them hell for a while, and then it finally freed itself. But
They're always talking about how bad they smell, but they never say what they smell like,
Yeah.
do they?
That's true, yeah.
yeah,
I would assume it's methane because it's earth stuff,
maybe. There are some smells out there that you're just like you can't put a finger on, you know.
Yeah.
And
Have we had an episode where someone
I
doesn't
wish you had
say
a microphone
butthole?
right now.
Ben just yelled butthole from the stands, which is the funniest word in the English language. I don't know.
he did find the ass end. That's exactly what Ben did.
Anything else on you got, Sarah?
I think that was it.
Are you in the top 5? Are you subbing in for top 5 for Ben?
I guess I'm for top 5, yeah.
Okay, for our top
do this.
For our top 5, we're doing top 5 cheesy horror movies.
Are we doing it like last time, where if you get picked, you're eliminated? If your movie gets picked, you can't say it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that, yeah.
What order are you going to go in?
Let Sarah start.
Me? Ladies first.
Go
Let's
clockwise.
go.
Well, I did mine sort of like sci-fi / horror.
Yeah, no, that's
Kind of.
good.
So my top 5
No, you
would
just
be...
do one. You just do one right now.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we do our ones, and we're all just picking this is our draft.
Yeah. Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, son of a bitch! She got me. She got me.
I loved that movie as a kid.
got
I loved
me.
it, and it freaked me. It still freaks me out to this day. Just thinking,
What
like,
is this movie?
You've never seen
You've
Maximum
never
Overdrive?
seen
like I
Maximum
have
Overdrive.
It's Stephen King. It's a Stephen
It's
King.
Stephen King. Yeah, it's a
Cars,
short story
yeah.
called
I thought that was Christine.
Trucks.
All the machines come alive?
Yeah,
Like vending machines come alive, blow dryers come
had-
alive.
Maybe.
and it's got
Maybe.
Emilio Estevez in it.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
It's
5
freaking
years.
amazing.
5 years from now.
It's amazing.
That's one you should watch.
And AC/DC does the entire
Yep.
soundtrack.
Oh,
The
wow.
entire.
And who made
Yes.
who and stuff came
Oh.
from this movie.
It's a great movie.
And
You got to get on that.
yeah,
yeah,
Maximum.
It's 80s.
Yeah,
The chick who voices Lisa Simpson is also in it. I can't.
She
Yeardley
is.
Smith.
Yeah,
Yeardley.
yeah,
Yeardley.
she's
Yeardley
an
Smith.
She's in
actress. Yeah,
she's
Does
in
it-
City Slickers. She's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
and
chick
she's-
from the story.
Yeah,
isn't
she's
she?
also
She's like
yeah.
actually a very annoying
She's also in
character.
as good as it
in
gets.
Maximum Overdrive, she's very
Well,
annoying.
sure.
Well, she's
So,
a millionaire and you're not. So
Yeah, I know.
broke my heart with Maximum Overdrive.
Talk about, before you go on, Sarah followed up with the scientist chick and what she's doing today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so like
Finn Carter.
Yeah, so you never hear
She's
from
a
her again.
felon.
She's a felon now. She recently got, I think it was like 3 years ago, she got arrested in Las Vegas for like, I think car theft and credit card
Damn,
theft.
Finn.
Yeah,
She looks like shit.
Oh.
yeah.
Wow.
We're not going to
Well-
say that out loud.
Well,
Yeah, you can.
well.
She hasn't, let's say she hasn't aged like Kevin Bacon. Let's put it that
I mean,
way.
Kevin Bacon's probably had millions of dollars
That's
of work
true,
done because
yeah.
he's had to keep that going.
Yeah.
We could have got her on the show. She would have done it.
No, I emailed her.
Damn.
I got no response.
Well,
She was busy being arrested.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Wow.
Drugs is real.
Yeah.
Cocaine's
Oh,
a hell of a
that's drugs,
drug.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry to throw y'all off.
anyway.
Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive broke my heart.
Sorry.
What
okay.
what
Great,
pick do you
great.
have?
What do you have, Joel?
Are we going?
Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
go.
All right, all right. I'm gonna go with Evil Dead 2.
Okay, that's a good pick.
That is a good
And
one.
yeah,
Good pick, yeah.
it's just classic,
Yeah.
classic. And it was cheesier than the first one, which is essentially a remake of the first Evil Dead, but they did it way better.
I really love the new one that's out right now.
I boycotted it.
Oh,
I
it's so
didn't
good.
watch it.
The cinematography in that movie's so good. If I could think of the name of it. I know no one has seen this movie. I think it's very good. It's called Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
Oh yeah, you love that movie. You've been trying to get me to watch that for years. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who's in
Go
it?
ahead.
It's
The
really
premise
good.
is good. Go.
It's really good. The girl from Home Alone that says the redheaded sister that says to Kevin McAllister, "You're what the French call."
Leslie Compton. Leslie
She's in
Compton.
there. She plays a college journalist who is doing a story on a guy who says that he's a serial killer. And the whole first part of the movie is this like funny, campy, whatever. And then it takes a turn like halfway through the movie. It's so fucking good. And the old guy from The Walking Dead that played Herschel is in it.
Oh.
But you should definitely watch it. It's very, very good.
Interesting.
Kids aren't naming their kids Herschel anymore.
No.
You never met a Herschel in your life.
Or Bert. Or Bert. You don't really have that name either.
I have met Herschel Walker.
So have I.
Yeah. Good dude.
I had a kid in my high school class named
I don't want to be senator though.
Wendell.
Wendell.
Yeah, no.
Our next door neighbor was named Wendell.
Okay, my first movie is Rubber, about this killer tire.
Oh, dude, I know about this movie. I've never watched it.
Have you guys seen?
I have
I've
not.
never seen-
I have not
I
seen
want
Rubber.
to now.
It is about this. It's just this spare tire that is killing people. Like there's like some girl like in a shower and the tire's like rolling.
So is it just like a hollowed out tire?
It's just like it's like a tire you
It
put on
doesn't
a
have a
swing
wheel,
that you
yeah.
put on a
Gotcha.
swing,
Yeah.
like on a tree, on a
okay.
tree. It's like
Yeah.
that.
No eyes or like weird. Like,
No, nothing like
okay,
that. It's just
gotcha.
He just
I'm putting that on my list.
he's
Let's
just
put that.
rolling
We're gonna-
along.
Put that right next to Velocipaster.
Yeah,
velocity.
I have to see this.
When did this come out?
This came out like in about 2013 or so.
So
I
it
know-
was along the like
2010.
hobo with a shotgun
It came out in
era,
2010.
Sharknado era. Yeah, okay, I
Rubber.
got you.
Okay, it's
Yeah, I never
67%
saw it.
on Rotten Tomatoes. That's pretty good for a movie about a killer tire. 5.7.
Tremors 2, 6.0.
Yep.
That's higher than some of the
IMDb
Tremors sequels.
5.7.
That's
all
higher
right,
than some of the
Sarah. Round 2. Who you got?
Oh yeah. Creep Show.
Creep Show's good.
Good.
Creep Show's
Love
good.
Creep Show. Love that movie.
Is
Even
that
the second
funny?
one's good too.
Or just
Very
campy
good.
cheesy.
You're on a
Campy
Stephen
cheesy.
King roll
yeah.
right
oh,
now,
yeah, I
aren't
didn't
you?
realize that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I guess
Yeah,
so.
Creep
yeah.
Show's wonderful.
Well, most of his books and movies are kind of campy and weird, and anyways, so yeah.
I'm going with Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, it's on my list.
That's on mine too. It's on mine.
I've
You
never
can't-
seen it.
You
When
can't
I-
have you can't have
Yeah.
creepy in the comic court without having that. Period.
When I was a kid, that movie was so scary to me.
It's
it made
scary.
me cry.
It's
like
scary.
cry,
Yeah.
scary. The
Yeah.
music in it too is
Yeah.
so creepy. The electronic like circus music. Yeah.
The
No.
clowns are just fucking scary.
Yeah.
And you sprinkle
Period.
anything onto that.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
I feel like most of my lists are not actually like it. They're movies that I actually do like, but I think they fall in
Okay,
that
just
like
throw it in.
comedy horror thing.
Do it.
Cabin in the Woods.
Kevin Woods is good.
yeah.
I thought about picking it. Yeah.
love
Think
that
about that
movie.
one.
Very
That is
good.
a campy,
Yeah.
campy horror movie.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I love. I always forget his name. He plays the
Bradley
dad.
Whitford.
No, the dad that play the guy that plays the dad in Step Brothers. He's like the government agent at the end. of the
Oh
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Chris Hemsworth's in that
yeah,
movie.
Chris
Peter
Hemsworth's in it.
Jenkins, maybe.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cabin in the Woods, my number 2.
I've got Critters.
Great movie.
Oh, love that one.
Well
Critters
done.
3 is great.
That
too.
one.
Critters
that,
3 with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
Critters is one of those I always remember seeing like in my kid brain from the video store.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
it had like that iconic
Yeah.
cover to it.
Yeah, it was
How
so
many of
scary.
those did they make?
cover.
I think they made a bunch of them.
And
Yeah.
it's right up there with I won't say it because someone else might pick it later, but it's one of those just classic creepy,
Like The Gate.
yeah.
I'll say it. It's not on my list though. If it is on your list, get
The
fucked.
Gate's scary too.
It
Yeah, the
is. Those
gate
little
is.
things used to like.
Yeah.
I remember like being in bed one time and being afraid to leave my bed because I was afraid that they were gonna like come out from under my bed and
Yeah.
eat me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those little critter things. I'm not kidding. But yeah.
I have childhood stigma too, and it's because of the movie It.
Oh.
And I would never go to the bathroom or take a shower without the toilet lid being completely down because of that movie. And it was just because I would always like look around and make sure nothing's crawling out of the toilet
Yeah.
and stuff. And it,
Fucking
yeah,
poltergeist.
Same. I was afraid Pennywise was gonna come and like bite my butt off in the
Yep.
toilet. Yeah. I was afraid. No.
All right, who's next?
Did you pick one?
Oh.
I did Critters.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Starship Troopers.
Oh, that's good.
That works.
Yeah.
It's good.
That works.
Yeah.
That's nice. And
I mean,
cheesy.
it's sci-fi. I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of Tremors a little bit, like in the future, though. You know.
It's good. I read they were making a no shit sequel to that with Blumenkamp attached,
Oh, nice.
which would be amazing.
Nice.
Where's he been?
What?
Where's he been?
I don't know. He did some weird like what was it called, like Oats or something like that. You should watch it. They're just like a bunch of like vignette little sci-fi things on Netflix. Very good. But yeah, he hasn't done like a big thing in a long time, I feel like.
Waste.
Yeah, so good.
Mine is Teeth.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah,
Is that the
haven't
The
seen
one
it.
where the woman has a mouth in her vagina that bites penises off.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Vin's just
I
off camera.
saw
like,
like
oh,
half
yeah.
of it, and I was like, "Yep, that's the whole premise." And that was about it. But it's so campy and so cheesy that it just can't help but being in a top 5 list because it was no, not at all.
It ain't easy being
No.
cheesy. I talk about it all the time. Ready or Not, I think is fantastic. The one about
I hear that's good.
the bride. Yeah, it's so good.
Maybe I heard it from James.
Yeah, you did. I've talked about it a lot. Mandy sold me on it over years, but it is very good. It's got Weaving's niece.
Hugo
in it.
Weavings?
Yeah, his daughter or his niece Samantha.
Okay.
She's very good in it. Anyway,
I want to put a zag in here because everyone's so serious about this movie. I picked Event Horizon.
oh dude,
Oh,
People love that movie so much, and like I've only seen it once, but like I remember it being. I was just like, what?
it's excruciating.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
Who
good,
is it?
dude.
It's like Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Sam Neill's in it.
Yeah.
Sam
Sam
Neill is
Yeah.
fucking amazing
Yeah.
in it, too.
Dude, it's so good.
I've never seen it.
It's just
Fuck yeah. I'm one of those people, dude.
It's one of those excruciating movies though that's like painful to watch.
It's-
you know,
I've
It's-
never seen
there's
it. Yeah.
like
I think you watch it one time, probably, maybe twice in your life.
yeah.
I'll
or
watch
like
it one
The
more
Revenant
time.
for me. The Revenant was like that as well. It
Yeah.
was like so excruciating to watch. But Event Horizon, yeah,
It is long.
It was that
Revenant.
too. It was.
It's really good.
Like I said, you need an extra microphone for someone.
I don't
else.
like it when the horse dies in The Revenant.
You were rooting for that kid to get eaten in Tremors, though. How fucked up is that? I hope they kill this little girl. Don't touch that fucking horse. That's crazy, dude. Yeah. She's asking for it, pogo stick. Eat her up. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
All right,
Creator
Sarah,
of
you
mac
got
and
one
cheese
more?
movies,
I
Mr.
have,
Scotty
I have
Poppins.
one more. Which
Okay,
is,
yeah.
I don't. To me, growing up, this was a horror movie to me, which is Gremlins.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're a
Gremlins-
kid.
So, Gremlins, when you grow up, is this like nostalgic memory you have,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Oh, we got a gremlin right here.
Yeah. So you have kids. Well, the second one is ridiculously, but
Yeah.
so you have kids, and you're like, "Oh, you guys want to watch Gremlins?" And then halfway through that movie, the mom's fucking blending a gremlin,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, "Oh, I shouldn't have showed you guys this."
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
happened to me.
Puts
I
one in the
scared the shit out of my
microwave,
kids. That
yeah.
and Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Gremlins is like it's crazy scary, but it has like the campy moments in it, but then it
Yeah.
has like the true horror,
The
Yeah.
music,
you know,
the
parts
music's
in
so
it.
great.
Wasn't it supposed to
And-
be a horror movie? But then like Steven Spielberg wanted it to like sell during like
I
can't
think
remember.
there was like this time in the 80s where they all had like these critter movies, and mine's next. I have one of those as well that no one's got yet. Critters was one of them, and Gremlins, and I'll go into mine. Ghoulies.
Ghoulies. The,
Oh my
the-
God.
the
Ghoulies
cover
spawned-
art on the VHS is like a ghoulie like on top of a toilet seat.
Yeah.
That's what you.
And
They're like
Blade,
these
that
balls.
that image is
Yeah.
serious. I've never
Yeah.
seen it, but I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also
And,
like I love this because like we're going through the nostalgia of like the movie covers. I remember just being a little kid and not wanting to walk down the horror movie aisle because of the covers of
The cover art
So
was
creepy.
important.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
important.
Yeah.
the one that sticks out to me was Monkey Shines. It had like
Oh,
the
yeah.
monkey on there
The
with the
demonic with the
symbols, and it's
yeah.
like ah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And I guess they're kind of like remaking something like that now.
just see
with-
it?
Yeah,
with-
me and Scotty went and saw it. It's called The Monkey. It was,
It's good.
yeah, I didn't like it as much as Scotty did.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu
Nosferatu is amazing.
was very art housey.
Yeah.
I don't think normal people should see Nosferatu because they're not going to appreciate it. If you're going to watch for like the shots, I don't know.
Like it's like the ending, like towards the end, I was just like, "What the fuck did I just watch? Like, what the hell did I?"
It's
just
like
watch this
college.
movie?
It's like college art house kids
Yeah.
got a bunch of money to make a movie and they made it. That's how I felt.
I
at
mean,
the
it's
end of
beautifully
Nosferatu.
filmed, but then like
Right.
there's just parts where you're just like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like you just, yeah,
And that's awesome.
yeah.
Anyway.
But you know that you love movies to a level that like normal people They're not gonna get it.
I'm not like the
Was
masses.
that your other one, Ghoulies?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
that was my 4 because you took Maximum
I'm
Overdrive.
sorry.
So
Killer Clowns. You took Killer Clowns.
next
from
I
outer
can
space.
get is 4 points.
So I still have 2. We've only done, but anyways, my next one is House. Remember House?
I remember House. Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
awesome, dude.
It's a Japanese film, isn't it?
No, there is a Japanese.
Oh, okay.
But there's one in the 80s that stars like a soap opera lead guy. I forget his name. Anyway, and it has Richard Mole in it, or the guy that played Bull in Night Court.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And the guy inherits his aunt or his mom's old house, and the house eats his kid, and he's got to try to save his kid.
Oh,
It's campy as shit, but it's great.
sounds cute. Yeah.
Great movie.
I have this movie called Willy's Wonderland.
Never saw it.
It's it's
I know. I was gonna say, it sounds like
Yeah.
a porn movie.
it's
You went behind the curtain to rent this one, didn't you, Scotty?
Tell me
it's
more.
it's Nicolas Cage. He goes to this town that's
Makes
like
sense.
no one wants to. It's kind of like that video game.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
No, it's like they go to like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
and the Chuck
Five
E.
Nights
Cheese
at
are like
Freddy's.
Five Nights
the
at
Chuck E.
Freddy's,
Cheese
yeah.
place is like haunted or
Willy's
something.
Wonderland, it's
Yeah,
called?
it's good.
I've never
And-
seen it. Nicolas Cage. I'm gonna guess 5-3.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I'm just taking a guess.
Oh, because Nicolas
could be
Cage.
way
Because
off.
of Nicolas Cage. He's not a bad actor.
He's a great actor.
He's just in not great movies.
Dude, if you didn't
What
see,
I just said, Willy's Wonderland is good.
if you didn't see Longlegs, he crushes.
Longleg is really good.
I have not seen Long Legs.
5.5, pretty close.
Hey,
But I don't know. Yeah. I actually liked it. I'm sorry I
one?
didn't get to finish it.
The one we watched the last time at your house.
What was that called?
The Wild
Oh,
Robot.
Companion.
Companion.
Oh, Companion's good.
Yeah, it was. I felt like it was the what did I say it was? It was like Scream, where you don't know who the killer, and then it's like they
gotcha,
reveal it in
yeah.
like this funny. I felt like Companion did that, but they didn't do it as well. Anyway, doesn't matter.
kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Would
Little
Scream
bit.
Try to-
be considered a campy movie? Scream?
I think so.
I think so,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, if, Cabin in the Woods is, Scream is kind of like the same.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
concept.
Ish.
And my final movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, fucking Fright Night. Fright Night is so amazing, and the one that they remade with what's his name, handsome
Anton
super-
Shelton.
Yeah,
Anton
but who's the
Yelchin?
main guy?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. It's like super handsome guy, but the original one from the '80s with whatever the guy's name, Chris, Princess Bride guy, Humperdinck. Anyway, Fright Night, incredible vampire movie. Really, like comedy injected with the
So
guy
never
that's
saw it.
Peter Venkman. That's the vampire slayer, Charlie. Anyway,
Did you get one stolen from you?
I did. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
Have you done your last one?
I've done them all.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Rubber
I
Critters.
think
James
Event
won.
Horizon.
Yeah.
Willy's Wonderland.
I won last time too. I'm not keeping score, but that's
Well.
2 in a row for me.
Yes, I think the premise is just to go as far out in left fucking field as you
Yeah.
can to grab your movies.
That might.
My goal is to hopefully somebody's watching and they're like, oh, I've never heard of Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon, and then they go, well, check it out,
Willy's Wonderland.
right? And they're like, oh, that was
My
a
mom will
Willy's
add it to the
Wonderland.
list.
yeah.
Scotty's mom would. Scotty's mom would definitely.
If you do, put
Or
Nicolas
do it.
Cage right
Nicolas
after
Cage.
that.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
matter in Texas. You got to enter your fucking ID.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
Doggy bag. What are you taking home? What is the legacy of Tremors?
It held up way better than I figured that it would. I was not looking forward to watching this. Practical effects fucking rocked, and it was yeah, and it was campy. It was funny. There was no jump scares, and it's like simple,
jump scares.
easy to do, and it was worth watching.
Yeah.
And it was I was very surprised. Yeah.
I think it held up too. I loved it from beginning to end. Like, it was just entertaining. Like, just very, very entertaining. Like I said, there were some plot holes in it, but you know what movie doesn't have plot holes?
Correct.
It's like,
Shawshank
to
Redemption
me, it's
has
like
0.
A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place has like a huge plot holes. I did like how they never, they never did say where they came from.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love that.
What
What were
state are
they?
they in?
there is a line in the movie that's about it's kind of like all these monster movies are like they're mutations caused by radiation. No, wait, the government made them. Big surprise for the Russians. And there's like, no, something in the fossil record that means they're 1 billion years old, and we just haven't seen one until now. And then like Earl's like, I vote for outer space. No way, these are local boys. Like, so it's just, I love that it leaves it open for like whatever they want to do with that story.
Yeah.
If they want to make 8 more movies, which they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my takeaway, right? It's easy. It was the opposite for me, where sometimes I'll be in love with a movie and then I go back and watch it and I'm like, this doesn't hold up. This movie I didn't give a shit about, and watching it as I'm older, I appreciated it a lot more. I wish, however, they would have stopped with one and let it be this thing that was its own thing and not made a million other ones. Because there's so many times that they did that in like when we were kids, where it was like, well, here's an original idea, let's try something with it. And it either was or wasn't successful, and then that creator moved on to something else. They didn't try to turn it into a fucking franchise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish they would have just made the one.
Yeah.
But-
it kind of ended up like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
and
right.
Resident Evil and all that.
Right.
Goes down a rabbit hole.
I want Graboids in the next Fast and the Furious movie.
It might make it more.
It probably would, actually,
Yeah.
dude. It's stupid.
It might make it.
And then at
better.
the end, like
You know-
in the next movie, when the Graboids are now part of the Friends,
They're
having
racing
they're
cars.
having the Coronas at the end, like family.
I can Photoshop that.
I would love to see it in like the Clover, because they're in the Cloverfield like universe. That'd be great with the
Yeah,
Graboids in the
it would be.
Cloverfield universe. Yeah.
Maybe they show up
kinda
in
makes
Dune
sense.
for
Yeah.
no reason.
It's just, I think Tremors is just scary enough for kids. It doesn't go full scary, and Rhonda ends up final girl. It doesn't end up like Rhonda's the final girl in the movie. Like most of the people survive this movie, even like dipshit Pepperoni Face.
Who is Pepperoni Face?
He's in the Wonder Years. He's in
Oh,
Monster
Wayne.
Squad.
He's Wayne in
stupid
the Wonder
teenager.
Years. Yeah.
Far out, dude.
Can we give a shout out to? Do they ever even give the older Mexican dude a name in this movie? But he
Oh,
makes
God.
it all the way to the
I
fucking
know,
end.
he
Hugo?
does. I was very, very surprised.
Just his
the Mexican
white shirt
person.
tucked in.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
really do much. He's just hanging out, but he survives.
He makes
Let's
it.
see.
Hey, mom,
The
that
red
mom
sh-
makes it.
The red shirt that lived.
I can't remember his name. That's sad. I don't
That
remember.
mom
his
makes
name.
it. And that damn kid they should have killed. Next time. Join us next time on Mac and Cheese.
Miguel. His name was Miguel.
Miguel.
Yeah.
So Kevin Bacon's come around on this movie and how much it's loved after 30 years. He finally turned the corner on that. It might be one of his most beloved films. Thanks, guys, for being on the show. Check us out wherever you get your freshly local podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Like, subscribe. If you're feeling really froggy, you can leave us a review. Broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, didn't you, you bastard? Mac and cheese, out.
Jesus Christ.